Well, Peru's had 5 presidents in the past 6 years. In the run-up to his impeachment, Pedro Castillo and members of his family were being investigated for corruption and influence peddling. 4 of Castillo's predecessors have shared the same fate after accusations of corruption. The tense relationship between Congress and the president is seen as the main factor for the political instability. Let's bring in Javier Farje. He's a journalist and analyst specializing in Latin America, and he joins us now live from London. Good to have you with us again, Javier. I just want to get one thing clear before we get into the nitty-gritty here. To what extent was the reaction of the army and the police key to how events unfolded yesterday?
A very good question. It was crucial. As soon as he announced what they consider a coup, which in a way it is because his move was illegal, it was against the unconstitutional, all his cabinet resigned, his lawyers resigned, his allies resigned, and the army issued a statement less than an hour after his announcement saying that they will not support this action, which they call a coup, that they would respect the law and the constitution of the country, quote unquote. That was crucial because many people, the Constitutional Tribunal, especially Francisco Morales, the president of the Constitutional Tribunal, whose reform Castillo had announced, asked the armed forces to say something about this, not to take over, but to restore power to the civilian, to the civilian power. And as soon as less than an hour after Mr. Castillo announced the closing of Parliament, the armed forces and the police forces announced that they would not support this move. That was absolutely the end of any attempt Mr. Castillo had to get away with this particular issue. Of course, Congress got together and they managed to get enough votes to impeach him, and only 16 people, 6 voted against and 10 abstained, did not support this motion. Before this, on Tuesday, the opposition in Congress did not have enough votes to impeach him. They had enough votes to debate the impeachment, but not the impeachment. They were short by 7 votes. By the time after Mr. Castillo had announced this decision to close down Parliament, that had changed completely, and the vast majority of Congress voted against him. So he was totally isolated and complete on his own.
Javier, we have a new president in Peru, but as we said, there's this fractious relationship between Congress and the office of president. This stretches back over, how many presidents did we say? 5 in the last 6 years? What's to say something like this isn't going to happen again?
Because at this time, first of all, there was Congress who urged Dina Boluarte to go to Congress to be sworn in. That was very unusual because there was a unanimous decision within Congress to accept Dina Boluarte as the new president. They could have tried to use the Speaker of Congress as a new president, could have been done, and they decided to invite Dina Boluarte. That's a very good sign, first. Second, her speech was very well welcomed by all political parties, which means that could be a good relationship. Now, it will depend very much on what kind of cabinet she's going to form. She's going to need to form a non-partisan, independent cabinet with people not tainted by any kind of relationship with Mr. Castillo. That's going to be crucial because Congress will have to approve that cabinet, and Congress has the power to impeach, as they've done throughout the year that Castillo has been in power. They impeached minister after minister after minister. If Dina Boluarte manages to form an independent, non-partisan cabinet, not tainted by any kind of relationship with Mr. Castillo, her relationship with Congress could be good. However, there are people who want her to call for early elections, something which Congress might be very unhappy about that because they do not want to lose their jobs. So it will depend very much on how she behaves from now on. There won't be a honeymoon period, by the way. She will have to start straight away to form this new cabinet with the approval of Congress.
Okay, Javier, always great to talk to you. Many thanks indeed for being with us. Javier Farje there in London.
Thank you very much.